think you mentioned if we had one more day of 90, we were going to set some sort of a record, and it looks like we're going to do that.
Yeah, definitely. As we head toward the end of this week, we're headed back to those low 90s. We only need one more day at 90 degrees or above to set a record for the number of times in a given season that we've seen that level of 90 or above. So likely we'll break new records there. Again, it already is one of the hottest summers on record for most spots here in Western Oregon. Yesterday, no different for Labor Day, topping out at 85 degrees in Eugene. It was back up to 89 in Roseburg, 73 in North Bend, seeing mild temperatures in central and eastern Oregon as well. And that high temperature of 85 for above average for this time of year. Again, it's not record setting. The records are still in the upper 90s. But again, we have consistently been above average for much of the summer season. August definitely topping out with several record high temperatures. And now we're starting out September on a similar note. We're continuing to keep an eye on the Deception Complex fire, which has had a hard time. Those firefighters having a hard time on the ground because of the hot, dry weather that we've been experiencing this weekend. A little bit of rain up there helped firefighters out, but it continues to grow. Now over 2,000 acres, only 55% contained, and still smoky in the area. We'll continue to see those northwest winds across the fire, blowing that smoke into Oak Ridge and then up further into Highway 58 near Willamette Pass. So if you're in that area or headed that way, you want to be prepared for the smoke in that area. Now, as we head into the end of this week, those winds are going to shift offshore, and so a lot of that smoke will likely be trapped down into the valley near Cottage Grove, Cresswell, and Eugene, Springfield. Again, I'll have more on that here in just a moment. But as for today, we're starting out with a little bit of morning cloud cover along the coast. It's starting to push into the I-5 corridor here through Lane County, Lynn, and Benton counties. Douglas County is still clear for the most part. And the clouds are out there. They're just that marine layer clouds, so they'll break up as we head into the second half of the day. 56 right now in Eugene, 57 for both Roseburg and North Bend. Bend, you're starting out at 50 this morning, so a pretty mild start to this Tuesday. As we head into later today and tomorrow, we'll see this little trough of low pressure move in. What that's going to do is it's going to bring in a slightly cooler air mass. It's also going to bring in a weak little cold front that'll move across western Washington. For us, it'll just be the very tail end of that. That'll bring in some cloud cover and some light rain for the Portland area. But for us, again, just the morning clouds to deal with. Once we get through that, the exact opposite's on the way for the end of the week. High pressure does return to the Pacific Northwest. Strong offshore flow is going to set up for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and that's what's going to crank up the heat this weekend. As for the next 48 hours, again, still pretty quiet. Here comes those morning clouds Wednesday. You'll notice into the afternoon, it retreats back to the coast. And then as we head into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's clear skies for all of us. And again, that weather will allow for some very toasty temperatures and likely record-setting temperatures the end of this week. Otherwise, along the coast today, you're headed back to the mid to upper 60s, mostly sunny and mild through the afternoon. In the Umpqua Basin, happy back to school for Roseburg students. 85 for the high temperature there this afternoon. The Cascades are headed back to about 70 up near the pass, 80 in the foothills. Again, watch out for the smoke if you're traveling that way. For Central Oregon, it's mid to upper 70s for you under those sunny skies. And for the valley, we're headed back to the low to mid 80s today. Mostly sunny this afternoon and mild weather again for today and tomorrow. This weekend for the coast, even starting Thursday, back to the low to mid 70s. For the Umpqua Basin, you move from the 80s to the 90s, even mid 90s by Friday. The Cascades return to the mid 70s Thursday through Sunday. And for the Willamette Valley, low 80s today and tomorrow. But again, don't get used to it. We're headed back to the upper 80s and low to mid 90s Thursday all the way through Sunday.